was desperate enough to challenge her to a formal match.
Ryota, what's a formal match?
Right. A formal match is the one right given to a house pet in these cases. A pet has the right to challenge any person they want to a match just once. If the bet amount is reasonable, you're not allowed to refuse it. Also, it's traditional for members of the student council to accept them with no upper betting limit. Therefore, sometimes the house pets will challenge them to one major game as a last-ditch effort to stay alive.
And that's what Mary did just now? Yes, you catch on quick. Miss Yumiko Giovanni, right? Welcome to the Traditional Culture Research Club. Hello there. I'm a member of the student council, and I'm also the current president of the club. My name is Yuriko Nishino Toin. Nice to meet you. What brings you here? Then again, I probably don't need to ask, do I? I'd be most honored if you'd join me for a game. It's an original gambling game my club came up with. We call it Life or Death. That sounds delightful. When can we start? Life or Death. First, 10 small sword pieces are put into a pot randomly. You will see 30 spots on the board that have numbers on them, and you bet your chips on those you think the swords will fall on. It's very similar to roulette or Japanese chohan gambling, where you try to guess the right number. Although, what makes Life or Death interesting is, if the sword appears blade first, it's life, and the return is multiplied by 30. If it lands hilt first, it's death, and the result is minus 30 times. In other words, you pay your opponent 30 times the amount. There are strict rules for the betting. In each round, both players must first decide how many chips they're going to ante up. The judge shakes the pot for 10 seconds, while you place your chips on the board. And when one person runs out of chips, the difference in money between both sides thus becomes the amount ultimately won. Now we decide on how much to bet. And let's not bet too little. That's boring, don't you think? Okay, how about 40 million yen? Excellent. So, Yumiko, what chip shall we bet first? Your choice. Let me think. I'll get a feel for it soon. 10 chips. Very well.
Both players now ready. And commencing first, the 10 swords. Now, time to place your bets. And 10, and 9, and 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2,
I've decided.
1, 0. Time's up. Bets are laid and irreversible.
You seem to be thinking right up into the last second there. Do you have some secret plan in mind? Yes. That pot is slightly wider at the top than at the bottom, am I right? Which means that it's far more likely that the swords will land on the smaller numbers in the center rather than the bigger ones. Whether I get life or death, if I don't get the number right, it's boring. I admit, I'm not a very patient girl when it comes to games. For your sake, I pray that recklessness does not come back to haunt you.
Here we go, players! Reveal! 17 life, 30 death.
Yumiko didn't get any of them right. Yuriko got... Look at that! She was only one spot away! Every life chip is 30 million yen!
Since both players won nothing, no chips will change hands.
That was awfully close. Let's move on to the next round then.
Yumiko, I can't watch anymore. It's stupid to gamble with such a massive amount of money!
Ryota, relax. You don't have any reason to worry, so stop. This money is just peanuts. It's nothing to me. Besides, the breakneck speed at which chips change hands is what makes this exciting. I'm not stopping now. That'd be such a waste. You boy, Ryota, was it?
Yes.
Just try to imagine if you can. Vast sums of cash flowing with one shake of a pot. If you tasted it once, I'm sure you would understand. Right, Yumiko? Oh, yes. I could see myself getting addicted. But still, you know, Yuriko. You should be embarrassed by the way you play. I'm sorry? I didn't hear you. Then I'll repeat myself. You play terribly and you ought to be mortified. That official match with Mary before, you're the one who originally suggested this game, right? I think Mary challenged you simply to restore her badly damaged honor. But if that was all she wanted, then surely she didn't need to and shouldn't have dared play a game with such disastrous consequences. Giving an already desperate person a whisper of hope, then plunging them deeper down the hole? You're like a two-bit loan shark. I have no idea what level you might have achieved as a gambler, but as a person you don't even rank. You're shit and you know it.
How dare you! Yuriko, we should kick her out right now! Please, Kumagusu. Calm yourself.
We're just having some playful banter.
Right.
I'm kind of disappointed, though. I thought for sure I'd see the numbers 2, 4, and 10 show up. But it didn't work out that way. Yes, and? Your point? Well, my point is, I love word games. No, I adore them. In Japanese, your last name can be read 2, 4, 10, in. Coincidence? Or do you not believe in things like that?
I would appreciate you not making a mockery of my name. Nishino Toin is a respected title stretching back to the earliest days of Japan.
Oh, and if you count them as even numbers, the 6 and the 8 in the middle are missing, see? There's a space between them. Just like the empty space between your ears. That is so hilarious, right, Ryota?
Shut your mouth or I'll shut it for you! I'll be damned. Just like the student council president told me, you really are an intriguing creature.
Aw, what a sweet compliment. That makes me feel all warm and fuzzy inside. Now, let's continue. How much are you in for this time? I'll bet 40 chips everything I have left. I admire your tenacity. Kumagusu?
Right, both players are ready. And commencing first, 10 swords. And place your bets. And 10.
I can't just win the game the regular way. That would only bore me, and boredom just leads to stress. Stress is the sworn enemy of beauty.
This is life or death. And I will quite literally kill you.
5 chips on 8 spots. She wouldn't have to bet all of them to knock Yumiko down to 0, though. She's definitely pissed. I knew provoking her was stupid.
2, 1, 0.
So, Yuriko, if you were offended by what I said before, I'm truly sorry. You see, I had to stretch the truth a bit in order to up the ante. Please forgive me.
Why?
Oh, I'll tell you why. Because it's painfully obvious you're cheating.
You sure?
Yes, I'm dead sure. Take a good look at the judge's right hand. You see those little dots that look like moles?
Yeah, I do.
The girl who brought us here had the very same black dots on her hand, I noticed.
So that means...
In other words, those moles aren't moles at all. They're piercings, aren't they? You're piercing your club members' hands just for the sake of this one trick. Brava, Yuriko. I have to give you credit. That was a genius idea. I'm willing to bet at least one of those swords has a magnet inside it. If you magnetize the piercings, you can guide the sword to a certain place from outside the pot. And afterwards, you just slide your hand along the pot like this. And the sword will then point right in the direction of whatever place you've chosen.
Hey, wait a second. Are you telling me that you provoked her just to make sure she cheated?
Excuse me! Ever since you came here, I haven't been able to get a single spot right. In the last game, your friend only bet while the pot was being shaken up. So you're a lying snake. There's absolutely no way I could have been cheating. What makes this cheat so wonderful is that there's still no guarantee you'll win 100% of the time. It takes a lot of control for the judge to send the sword to the precise spot you want. Another sword might block it. And since you can only control one sword at a time, the others are merely left to chance. I'm guessing your actual win ratio isn't as high as you'd like, is it? So then, that's why Mary could never catch you in the act. Cheating is no guarantee. But clearly that was more than enough for you, wasn't it? You're the president of the Traditional Culture Research Club and a member of the Student Council, so you've got plenty of money to play around with for all these matchups. You don't need to win every match. You just need to win a little more than your opponents, so nobody gets suspicious and calls your bluff. Over the course of dozens or even hundreds of games, you know you can keep winning very stable earnings at a slow, compounding rate. The core of this trick isn't the trick itself, it's actually how much money you can stockpile. A few million yen is nothing to you. It might as well be pocket change. Damn it, that's just you rigging the game in your own favor. I'm betting my entire fortune on this match. It isn't fair. We should both feel the same pain. My bet is 40 chips, final offer. If I get life, then it looks like your loss will be, let me think, 2.17 billion yen. It's possible you could lose all that in a single round. It really is life or death, isn't it? Come on! 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 Let's get our gamble freak on! Come on! Let's finish it! Hurry up! Open the pot! Do it right now! Oh, Yuriko, no! 2.17 billion yen. Even though I'm rich, I can't afford to lose that much money. I'd have to take all the funds in the Culture Club's coffers. And if I can't replace it, I lose my student council seat. The club only exists because I'm on the council, which is the only way I can keep the girls from becoming house pets. If I lose that, I lose everything. I'll be ruined. I just have to talk her down before she opens the pot. Quick! Yumiko, wait! You mind if I observe? Madam President! Why? Because this looks like way more fun than you should be having. Besides, I see you're betting a ton of money. At times like this, trouble is bound to occur. So I'll be supervising from here on out. There's no need for you to bother, really. I can handle it. I'm sure you have better things to do anyway. That's enough. Just shut up and play. Your bell is deaf, Yuriko. Are you okay? Yuriko. Well then, here we go. Reveal!
Death on 10. Life on 7.
7? But I just bet on that randomly. More importantly, it somehow didn't land on 24.
Yuriko bet 5 chips on life, so she now has 195 chips in total. Yumiko lost 115 chips. With 310 million yen, Yuriko is the winner. Impossible. Yumiko lost?
I didn't think you had a snowball's chance in hell at winning. Lady Luck was on your side this time, Yuriko. I'm so impressed. As for you, honey, I'm incredibly disappointed. You tried so hard, and you still got clobbered by a lucky punch. Maybe it was a badger? If so, I guess you got me there. Oh, I couldn't say. She still kicked your ass. A badger was a trick sometimes used in Japanese Chohan gambling a long time ago. The first thing they did was drill a small hole in the floor in a strategic place. The gamblers are sitting right above it, but a white cloth is laid beneath their feet to hide it. Japanese houses almost always have basements, right? First, the cheater hides under the floorboards. He uses a candle or some other soft light to see through the floor and get a look at the dice. Depending on what they are, he flips them with a needle, giving the house a better number and advantage. I bet the student council president wanted magnets to do the same trick, just a more effective version of it. Those hand magnets made damn sure that the sword got knocked out of spot 24. But from the look on Yuriko's face, no one never bothered to let her in on that. It was pure luck and coincidence. She had no idea she would win either.
Yeah, but you can only do that if you have a basement, like a Japanese building, right?
You can also use the space above the room if it's there already. If not, you have to build one. Wait, maybe that means the president put it in just for rigging that one game.
Are you saying...
How wonderful that would be. Normally, you wouldn't think of doing such a thing, and even if you did, you wouldn't have the guts to do it. Only a total lunatic would go that far. This academy, no, the student council president is way beyond what I imagined. So, I've decided. Now I just have to gamble with the student council president. Yumiko, is it true? You gambled with the student council yesterday? Yes, but I'm afraid I lost. Yeah, I heard that too. So, we thought that we just... Oh, you're worried. That's so sweet.
What are you talking about, little house pet? We only came here so we could laugh at you.
Yeah, nobody's actually worried about your dumbass mittens.
Your loser cat jeans might rub off on us.
Oh, I see. Female house pets are called mittens. So in other words, loser cats. But cats are super cute though, right? Meow, meow. I'm a loser cat with a gambling addiction. I lost to the student council and now I'm 3 million yen in the hole. How do you think I should get it back, huh? I think I should gamble more and I want to. Would anyone like to be my patron? Pretty please?
What's with her? She's gone out of her mind. Come on, let's go.
Yumiko? Hey, what are you doing?
Those girls don't have any sense of humor. Right, Ryota?
Right, yeah, I got it.
Yeah, I could totally get used to this kitty cat roleplay. Oh, wait, do you think I should start wearing a tail?
Stop, people are staring.
Hello and good morning, everyone.
Morning. Kiriko's not here, is she?
She couldn't possibly show up after being so crushingly humiliated.
I know, but she won, though.
Good morning, Sayaka. Good morning, Madam President. Regarding Yumiko Jabami, Mary Sao Tome, here are the plans for them.